Hi everyone, today we want to reflect on our teaching practices experience in a second grade classroom with 18 students aged 7 to 8. It was a challenging but enriching journey. I would like to start by sharing some of my achievements. Initially, classroom management was challenging for me because the children become easily distracted. I also needed to improve my voice projections, but as I taught more classes, I started to feel more confident speaking and interacting with the students. I learned how they like to work and what kinds of activities can them engage. Thanks to that, my lesson activities flow well and fit perfectly into the time we had.
Well, I can relate to that. During the first sessions, I felt very nervous, but as the days went by, everything became easier. One of my main achievements was monitoring students careful during activities. I feel that helped me understand their learning needs better. However, one limitation for me was the short class time, only 40 minutes. Another challenge was having to use both Spanish and English because students didn't have enough vocabulary yet. We also had students with ADHD and one girl with an intellectual disability. Despite all that, the children usually worked well during the lessons. Something that also affected the process was that the head teacher didn't assign homework. So, because the students usually didn't bring it back.
I think one of our strengths was the ability to adapt. Even though the students got distracted easily, we learned to adjust our voice, our instructions, and our activities to keep them engaged.
Well, another strength was building rapport with students. Over the time, they became more comfortable with us, and that made participation easier. We also planned activities that were appropriate for the level and that fit the available class time.
If I had to take teaching practices again, I would work on giving clear instruction from the start. And I could practice using a stronger, more confident voice earlier in the process. I would also include more movement based activities to help manage their energy and attention.
If I repeated the practice, I will try to rely less on Spanish and encourage more English exposure, maybe by using more visuals and gestures. I will also prepare differentiation strategies from the beginning to better support students with ADHD and the girl with an intellectual disability. And even though the head teacher didn't assign homework, I will try to create simple tag home tasks that students could complete more easily.
Overall, this teaching practice was a meaningful experience that helped us understand what teaching really involves beyond lesson planning. We realized that teaching is not only about delivering content, but also about forming connections. Adapting to student needs is very important in classroom management, communication, and empathy with the students. Even though we face challenge, especially during the first sessions, this challenge helped us grow and become more confident. This experience shows us that progress takes time and that the small improvements day by day can make a big difference in the learning environment.
Through this process, we discovered the importance of flexibility and observation in teaching. We learned that every group has its own characteristics and that sometimes we need to adjust our strategies to help all students participate and succeed. We became aware of how crucial it is to support students with different learning needs and backgrounds, and we learn how to guide them in a respectful way and supportive, reflecting on what we did well and on what we can improve, make us feel more prepared for future teaching experiences. We believe that this practice gave us a solid foundation and a clear vision of ourselves as future educators. Thank you very much for watching our reflection, for taking the time to learn about our journey.